Hey, buddy. How you doing? How's your week been? Good, good, good. Been a great week here. Oh, big snowstorm. You can have it, sir. Oh, we got some people storming in. Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button if you would. Good evening, Chad, Mark, Ariel. Who we got? Ryan, Andrew, Brad, Peter. Victoria, Australia, a long ways from here. What's the temperature there now today, Mark, in Victoria? Beer Hunter, nice to see you too, buddy. Sounds like the west coast of Newfoundland, they're getting a snowstorm tonight. But here in this paradise that I live, it's been a real spring feeling day. So we've had like 0, +1, +2, like that beautiful blue sky, sunny day. The water is running, the snow is melting. Our snow has gotten a huge cut in the last week or so, last couple of weeks. It's really getting gone. I just pulled the truck in the shop there today, took the blade off. I filmed it, so I'm going to try to get that up over the weekend for you. I'll try to get a video up tomorrow for you guys. I was doing really good with the vlog. I got Monday and Tuesday out to you. And then Wednesday is fully... Did I get Wednesday? I don't quite recall. I know I completed Wednesday's video. I think I uploaded it and then wasn't able to get it out on time. And, you know, the day goes by and you don't have time to sit down and put it together because there's a lot of back-end work to, you know, you can edit the video and produce the video and you upload it, but then there's a lot of work to actually making a polished video on the YouTube side. So you have to fill out all your forms based on content. You have to, you know, create a nice thumbnail and come up with a title, and you have to set up all your end screens, you know, the pop-ups and the links and things, and all your video tags to help people find your video. There's quite a bit of work after the video is uploaded. And I think I fell through on that. I filmed Thursday as well. So Wednesday I filmed, Thursday I filmed, today, Friday, I've done some filming, not vlog style, but maybe I'll just put it all in a nice heap, try to lay it out for you guys, and then I'll get that up tomorrow if I can. I'll see if I can edit that and put up a cool video. But it has been a fantastic week. I hope you got some feel, some sense of what my days are like. And how you saw Monday and Tuesday's video is just what the rest of my week has been like and what today has been like. But with that kind of pace that we keep, by the time of tonight, you know, Friday night, I'm feeling a little cooked. I'm feeling good because I'm here and I'm excited and things are happening well in the shop. But I can still feel that, like, I would not mind a real nice rest. I'd like to sleep in. Tomorrow morning, I might just sleep in a little while. Chad, sitting down after a long week. I hope it wasn't too challenging, buddy. I hope you didn't have too much negative, too much bad going on in your day. Friday, Ariel's a beautiful thing. Chris Berner is here, hey, buddy. Okay, Chad, got a little bit of snow in on the East Coast. We're still getting little bits here and there, but it sure is nice to feel spring coming on. And that means that I've been feeling the weight of the boat project that I've been hinting at here and there and talking about, been planning really for a couple years. And today I officially started chopping material. Chad, you'll be excited to hear that. I cut my first sheet of aluminum today, which is exciting. And a couple months ago, I showed that brand new plasma machine, that Tomahawk 45 from Lincoln. I fired it up for the first time today. That'll tell you guys how busy I am and how fast everything's been going. That brand new machine, I had that brand new machine come in. Just, it is a very beautiful machine. And at one time in my life, I would have plugged that in and spent the next 12 hours playing with it. But I just can't seem to make it happen, right? There's too much, open it. Wow, love it. Looks awesome. No time to use it today. And then the next day comes, oh, I'd love to see that, play with that machine. No time today. And then the days go like that until a couple months pass by. And I say, oh, it's a gorgeous spring day. I just have to make a kickoff on that project, on that boat project. And so I did. Chad, you'd use a skill saw for aluminum? Yeah, that works. That works fine. I've used that as well. But the plasma is very, very fast. And it's leaving like no dross, no, I just throw down a straight edge and just run along my straight edge. And they are just so fast and so perfect. It's just a beautiful thing. And I can run around turns freehand, and just clean them up a little bit with the flat wheel later. It's a beautiful thing. Ariel, you did 80-20 for your van on the table saw. Okay, yeah, I've done some aluminum here with the table saw and the circular saw. I find it's a little bit, I know plasma is very violent as well, but running a saw like that, I don't know if you had one of these, nice Milwaukee, these cold cut, slow running saws, but to run just a standard circular saw, it just throws aluminum chips and it's just aggressive and messy. But I get, maybe right blade, maybe that's it. Mr. Captain 93, how's the weather in God's country this evening? I have not been outside or really looked outside since about 2:30 this afternoon. It's 10 after 8 in the night here now, so I really don't know what it's like out there this evening. I really don't know. Today was beautiful, sunny. The snow's melting. We got off on the side-by-side the last couple of days with the girls, doing a little ride and having a little fun. Life is good, busy and exciting. I hope I conveyed that this week. And I'm going to try to have a video up tomorrow for you guys. But it's going to be fun. I seen someone there said they wanted to see a couple knives. So let's check out what I have here. I finished up one this week. Beautiful yellow fox. Now, this particular one is sold, heading out to a client. And it's just a beautiful piece. The camera there definitely doesn't show the figuring as strong as it is. Just wild figuring this piece. Brass hardware, forge finish, very fine black liner in there. Got that new blade stamp. Just a beautiful piece. The yellow fox is a really nice design. I love the feel and how it handles, just really nice. And this piece just feels extra premium in the hand here. Look at that tang gleaming. It's a beautiful thing. I love beautiful knives, guys. I wouldn't be doing what I do if not. And it's a beautiful thing. Here to match. So that one is sold. This one is available. I am trying to decide which one I like better. Why don't you leave me a comment of which you like better. This is same knife, same grind all set up. And this is in a turquoise. I actually think it's not called turquoise. It's called ocean blue or something like that. It has a slight greenish hue to it. with copper hardware. What do you think? Shoot a comment there now if you would. Let me know which is your pick. Let me throw them up side by side. We have turquoise, ocean blue with copper hardware, or brass hardware and the natural curly maple. Which would be your pick? Brad, you got to choose. Don't ruin the game. Thank you, Kathleen. Oh, Chad picks the turquoise too. Interesting. Andrew, I sure would, buddy. The maple looks like the grind is more polished. Well, one thing about the forge finish blades, it might just be the light. No polish. Yeah, I think it's just the light being thrown off the computer there. This is still almost like a gun blue. One thing about the forge finish, my signature look at this point is the forge finish is sort of a mixed bag. Every knife takes on a little bit of its own character, of course, in the forge. The steel does, and you end up with, different bits of character and figuring in the steel itself. Let's see if I can show to someone who hasn't owned and handled one of my knives in person. You can see some of that patterning and coloring in the blade there. You see that? It's just a look that I really love. That the knife comes with a beautiful beautiful level of character right from the shop here. It's not absolutely, machine finished every surface. But this piece, if someone is interested, is available. I'll throw my email down in the comments there now. Chad, I was wondering what what you were getting on with there. You do really like the natural, but it doesn't pop like the teal. Yeah, I might agree with you. Gerald has a turquoise on a bake apple. It is very, very nice material. Gerald, I thought I had your knife brought down to show, thanks, Chad, by the way, 25 people in here and only 14 likes. Hit that like button, that thumbs up if you would. Gerald, I thought I had grabbed your knife off the table upstairs to bring down for show and tell, but it is not. I grabbed another piece here that was that's getting ready to ship out. I think I might have shown this one last week on the live stream. Definitely worth showing again. Ariel, this is a more polished grind. You can tell the difference there. Just a beautiful custom, a one-off piece built for a client here. Very fun build, and I'm so pleased with the design lines. It just, every angle feels perfect. Has all the traction, has all the right points, no hot spots, just feels really, really nice. We have some stag in there, some ancient oak, little bit of red to brighten it up, and that's all gone into a lovely leather dangler. Really, really nice. But Gerald, I thought I brought yours down to show, and I kind of figured you might be in here this evening. But sorry, buddy, it's upstairs in the shipping room. Didn't quite make it out last night. We've been here in the shop pretty behind on shipping. A lot of stuff backed up a couple weeks ago, the week before last, when Dad was off with COVID. And so I was just trying to keep some production going on in here in the shop and trying to keep things running. And so the shipping was kind of piling up and the orders were being placed on the site. And so we're still working to try to move some of that backlog and get some of the custom orders going out and stuff like that. So we're working on it. I'm glad you guys like that design. But Gerald, yeah, you'll see it very soon, buddy. It should go out on Monday. That's the plan. And it is very beautiful. It's got a gleaming polished tang, gleaming hardware, just really, really nice. I chose that ancient oak for the piece. I don't know if you asked for ancient oak or just dark wood. I can't remember what was on the slip there now, but we went with the ancient oak, the colored liner that you asked for. Yeah, okay. So you said dark wood, and we went with that ancient oak. So, and it looks exquisite, exquisite. I'm excited for you to get it. Great work does take time, Chad. That is for sure. How's my dad doing? Dad is doing great. I would say completely over full recovery already. No like lingering nonsense or lingering chest infections or phlegm, or I don't think anything like that. Nothing I've heard him mention. I'd always heard that. Peter, right? I'm trying to remember. I have a hard time remembering by your tag. I get thrown by your tag there. Oh, Chris, it is a sweet piece. I was hoping you'd catch that there. I've always heard right from elementary school that knuckle cracking can lead to arthritis, but then I'm pretty sure I saw in recent years, or I've heard that that's just some of those old myths. So I really don't know. But I know my hands get very stiff at this point if I don't crack them. So it's I spend a lot of time stretching out my hands, stretching out. This is how I crack my fingers. I just pull them back like that, and it's just a stretch, keeps my hands, because this type of work done in the shop here is, it's not heavy grunt work, and it's not even work like a mechanic work like in the auto shop here on the other side of the wall. That type of work is both hard grunt work, you're slugging, you're pounding, you're lifting. It's grunt work, but it's also tiring on your hands because you're using your hands quite a bit. But here at the shop, in the knife shop, you don't have real heavy grunt work. But what's required of your hands on a tedious level, a small scale, your hands can really bind up after a hard day of it. And, we were talking, Dad and I here talking about the other day about the idea of increasing production and how to get knives through the shop faster and the pace of grinding. And, usually a batch of knives, what I would call a batch here, when we push a batch through the shop, is anywhere from 10 to 15 knives, I would say. And that depends on the model because, 15 warriors, the warrior's a big knife. 15 warriors cannot move through the tempering oven. But we can do 15 bake apples because they're compact and they can go through. But to grind that batch, to stand at the grinder and grind that batch, hey, Herbert, thanks, buddy. It takes, it's not 8 hours work. It doesn't take that long, but it is extremely hard on the hands, very hard, to the point where after that period of time, that batch, it'd be nice if you could take a day or a couple days, not grinding knives, to let your hands relax. There's a lot of heat involved as well for your hands when you're grinding knife bevels like that. It's the bevels where the work really comes in on your body. I've learned my body has adjusted to the hunching and the poor posture you have to keep. That it doesn't cause much trouble at this point, but got to take care of the hands, and I'm doing a better job of that lately. Really keeping up on my hands this year. Keep them clean, nails cut, everything pushed back, so not a lot of hang nails and things causing me problems, and managing the calluses and things like that, and using products like is it O'Keefe's, like a working hands product, things like that to keep my skin, healthy and supple, able to move and do fine movements. Oh, a cervical disc replaced. That's spooky stuff. I don't like that. Elijah, buddy, great to see you here. Thanks so much for that video and picture you sent last night. I was actually at youth. My wife and I run the church youth group here, and it was during their like lunchtime, so it was a little bit of downtime here. And I checked my phone, and that video came through, and it just made my night. Very special seeing you guys open up that package, that beautiful knife. And it was a reminder, as I sent to my dad. I sent the video along to my dad, actually, Elijah. I hope you don't mind. And we were just talking about it, and I said, what a reminder, a stark reminder of just how important every piece is. And it's impossible in any production facility or anywhere where you're doing something repeatedly. It's impossible to have quality control at 100%. Sometimes things pass by your eyes, if it's the 20th knife in this day and you're shipping, things pass by that you don't notice, and that kind of stuff happens occasionally. But your video was just a real reminder of how important every piece is, because in that moment, and Elijah, if I could give a little bit of context to the group, it was your dad, I believe, right? Elijah gave his dad a custom built bake apple with a pocket sheath all decked out, really, really stunning. And this package he gave to his dad, I believe, and the video is his dad opening this, and I was sort of on the edge of my seat. I had a level of nervousness because this is someone's big moment, it felt like, I felt like I was a part of someone's big moment. And what if I didn't do my job well enough? What if I let Elijah down and what his dad opened wasn't just what they were expecting? And it was quite a bit of nervousness for me in the moment. Just wanting to make sure that moment was perfect for that family. I take those things to heart. That's a big deal. And I would have been brokenhearted if they were, really disappointed or something was wrong or a really poor packing job or something. It was a strong reminder that every step of the process is important, right down to what you put in the package, how it's arranged in the package. Every knife, a reminder, quality control, make sure every piece is set up proper. Thank you for the reminder. Thank you, Ariel. I do not like to, I don't like to make mistakes. I, of course, do make them, but I really don't like to. And when my products are a part of moments like that, when I work on a family heirloom, a knife that's been in a family for 80 years and it's gone from grandfather to father to grandson. And that's sent to me and given to my care to return it back in a condition or a state that it can live in the family for generations more. That is a weight, or that is a privilege that I don't take for granted, and it is a weight on me. This is for me. This might be the third Puma knife that crossed my workbench today. You've got your steel, your basic brass guard, your stag, your aluminum with the brass threaded nut. I'll say cliche, not in a derogatory sense, because those knives never get old to me. They're so beautiful. But if 3 or 4 have crossed my table that day, it's just another one of those knives, But right on, Chad, buddy. See you soon. But this is someone's family heirloom. So you never want to get to that point where it's just another one across the table. We never carry that attitude here in the shop. Every piece is special. Hey, Scott Stapleton, welcome to the stream, buddy. Nice to see you here. Elijah, okay, so he had the package in his care, but he couldn't open it. Is that how it went until you got home from work? Ariel, 40 years of it's got to be perfect. Some tasks, I don't have many tasks now in the shop that are real like nail biter tasks. They don't come across because I've done so much repetition, so many reps of the same type of work, and I've just become competent in my work. I know my tools I have here. I trust my tools and process. And but it's just you want it to be right, you want it to be right when it's these special items. And even the knives, I build my own knives, K&N knives. You want each piece to have the right effect and bring the right joy to the customers. Because I understand, and again, not in a derogatory sense, but there are your $18 buck knives that are on the rack at Walmart, right? And someone is usually not looking for, if you're going to and picking up a knife like that, in most cases, you're not looking for an experience. Your expectations are mostly based on the value of the item, and it's probably a little bit more utilitarian. You want it to do some work with, and you're hoping to be a decent knife, but it is 18 bucks. If I get a couple years, that would be fine. But in the business of premium work, and it's important to me that these are heirloom items, right? They're not throwaway items, and they're not built in a way that to be throwaway, and they're not priced in a way that makes them throwaway. So I want them to be right, and I want the experience of getting that knife to be special as well, as much as I can. I'm doing a lot of yammering. You can start throwing questions at me if you want. Please leave room for the creativity that comes from failure. Absolutely. And this is why I mentioned last week in the live stream, and I've got a couple clients now that are interested in a really special, over the top, hasn't been done before type build. And I have a desire to do a few builds like that at this point that really challenge me, that might cause, a mess up, and you might have to build that guard twice because the first time you were going well and you spoiled something, you have to start over. I want to build to that degree right now that it's just over the top, exotic, special features, lots of mammoth tooth, maybe a full handle mammoth tooth, maybe an end on a dagger with some beautiful carving. That's I'd love to have something like that would really put me through the paces and challenge me and cause some failure. I'm okay with that, as long as that failure doesn't get passed on to my customer. Chad, if you don't make mistakes, you're not doing anything. Yeah. I was just thinking today, if you're just chiming in, I was able to start my boat project today. I took, I think, 2 hours out of my day, and I said, I think I need to take the first 2 hours instead of running into the knife shop. I need to make the start, because some of these big projects like this, these major projects that you have in mind, you're dreaming of for a few years, it becomes so hard to start because you've built it to such a degree in your mind that it's just, I don't know the word for it. I'm sure a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about. You get to that point where you don't want to start because, well, this is not the moment. It's not special enough. This is not the time. This is not the day. It's not special enough. Like something has to happen to, well, this is the day, Today, I just started it. I said, if I just get to start drawing my template on some sheet material, that will make me happy. And I got started at this project, and this is the first large scale ongoing build series that I'll have started probably since the flatbed build project. And some of you guys for sure were around for that project and enjoyed it. Some of you probably weren't. If you want to go check out that series, I think it's premium content. I put so much into that series. It never did gain viral status, but that's just fine. Maybe one day it'll break out, the right people catch it and share it. But anyways, I was here in the shop starting this first major series since that one. And I was thinking about the state of my life when that project was done a couple of years ago. We had just moved into our house. My shop was the last shop. All of that work was done in the driveway, crawling up underneath and on the old asphalt and dirt there. All my welding was done flux core because it was done outside in the blowing wind. I was out in minus 12 and 14 welding the back rack on that truck. And, and here now I'm starting this project, and we have more children and more life experience. And I'm just looking around this shop out here and just almost in disbelief, the privilege of being able to make these steps and move along. And I'm in just a massive space out there with heated floor, concrete inside. It's cozy, warm. I just roll out this machine and plug it in, and roll out that machine and plug it in. And I've got, instead of cutting scraps and scrounging for materials and cleaning the rust off old scrap bits of steel that Pop used to own and put back, I've got new sheet goods there, clean and ready to work with. It's a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing. I don't take it for granted. And to a degree, I think it's really hard to fully appreciate those types of things. But on the boat, are you working from prefab plans or is it your design? It is completely my design, Ariel. So I bought a boat a number of years ago now because I loved the hull of this boat. It's a 20-foot hull built by a company called Sea Serpent, and it is just such a beautiful hull. It's called a Deep V, I believe it's called. Largely flat in the rear. It's got a real tall freeboard, great for kids, great for, ocean water. But it's just a boat with tots in it. They're fiberglass they're molded into the boat. So it's got these tots, very traditional Newfoundland-like work boat. Then an engine with the tiller handle on the back. But I'd been working for a couple years dreaming about, what is the ideal boat for me? What is the perfect boat? I quickly realized with boats, there is no such thing as a one size fits all or one design fits all. So after a lot of studying and reading and watching videos and sketching and thinking of making lists, what do I need? What are my needs for this boat? I drew up a design, and then you haven't seen it yet, but I was telling Dad the other day, I've been working and kind of filming this project for more than 2 years now, because about 2 years ago, I had the boat inside here, and I built the console out of cardboard with red tuck tape, and I crudely built it in the boat. And I got in my boat and I stood to the console and the camera. I'm talking to the camera, and you're seeing, you're going to get to see this project, those steps come along that has taken me so long, And then when I rebuilt that console from cardboard to wood there, I don't know, 6 or 8 months ago at a Moranti, so I could actually see it in hard form and stand at it. I made some adjustments, and it's going to be fun because you're going to see the couple of years now that I've been planning and talking about this project. You're going to see that be brought right up to speed, and we're going to dive right in. So it should be a lot of fun. It is completely my design. I think it's fairly unique, um, certainly around here. I've seen a few boats like on some of these wavy boats channels and stuff like that that have similar designs, but I've never seen one around here, so I'm pretty excited. Gerald, sometimes those little mistakes, oh, I've got a lost here. Sometimes those little mistakes on a custom are what makes it custom. You don't mind the uniqueness to an extent. I have sort of the same feeling, you know. I really don't like, and it's happened maybe 3 or 4 times in all the knives I've made where a customer has gotten a knife and has said, listen, I don't like what I received. I think that's happened maybe 4 times. There's some problem outside, of course, just getting the order wrong. They asked for brass hardware. I put nickel. I didn't catch it in the notes or something like that. But I'm talking about a situation where they aren't happy with the work. That has happened a total of maybe 3 or 4 times. And I really, really don't like that feeling. And of course, I don't want to put, my reputation is very important to me. I want to make sure that the products that leave the shop are premium. And so you talk about Gerald there, you know, I don't mind when I get a knife either. And I've had some custom knives or from other makers before I was a maker myself. And, you know, some of those little imperfections, I'm totally happy. I love them. I agree. It's kind of what makes it handcrafted. If the tolerances are so tight that it looks like a machined knife, then you may as well have a machine built knife, in my opinion. So, you know, if the scales are just a hair thinner on one side as it leads up to the blade cheeks, or if the grind is just ever so slightly off, those types of things, I think those are signs of a hand-built knife, and you can be confirmed that, yeah, this knife is handcrafted. I think that's a beautiful thing. And I don't mind either. I really like this. Let's see if I can find one. When leather comes to the shop, I've had 1 or 2 sheaths complained about in all of my days. Probably a couple thousand sheaths now, maybe more than that, maybe a few thousand sheaths that I've crafted and sent out, which is wild to think. But leather hide, as I get it, is a natural product. It came from an animal. And so just like with humans, there are scars and range marks. And if it's from a part of the animal's body that had a crease or a fold, there's some miscoloration. And I love that about leather. Some people will cut around that and cut that out. Not me. I think that's some of the beauty of, you know, this is a natural product. This is real hide. This is not some synthetic, you know, we'll use a rubber and we'll paint it or put like a leather veneer on it. This is thick veg tan hide, and you have marks in it, and you have pores in it, and you have little scars and things like that. And I think that makes it all the nicer, all the nicer. Like the wisdom that you guys are sharing. Thanks for the comments on the flatbed build project. I really love that project and learned so much. Just reading through your comments here, guys, trying to catch up. Mr. Captain, she's not painted green, although I'm thinking about getting it wrapped. At least a certain point. I'm thinking about doing a bit of custom wrap on there. We'll see. Great question, Scott. Why aluminum and not fiberglass? For a long time, I just assumed it would be fiberglass, but I want a piece. Aluminum works better for my skill set. Aluminum, I think, will last better for me. I think aluminum will be much lighter as a final product with the way I'm doing it. Far lighter. Fiberglass is really heavy. To do it where it's strong enough and it supports itself, it's really heavy. I think aluminum is almost better in every way for me. Fiberglass is extremely dirty, and I don't want to be sanding and grinding and chopping fiberglass out there in the shop and just polluting everything here. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with the resin pouring all over the shop floor or having to cover all the floor. I just don't want all the mess that comes with fiberglass, and I think there's some downsides. To do it thick enough, fiberglass thick enough where you build it out of wood, glass it, and then you strip the wood out. It's quite expensive. I think aluminum is actually going to be cheaper, lighter, easier, and less mess. I think it's better pretty much in every way. What do you guys think? Is there something I'm missing? Ariel, I didn't mean to go too hard on the fiberglass. I've watched a lot of fiberglassing videos, and it looks like amazing, amazing stuff. I could see myself having a bunch of fun with it at some point in my life, but right now it's not something I want to bring into the mix here. But aluminum, I've got several different weights. We're going with a really thin, a 16 gauge, if that means anything to some of you guys I know will. But I've got a 16 gauge aluminum canopy, and it's going to be boxed out with aluminum angle iron, so it's nice and rigid. And then we've got some 1/8 inch plate and some 3/16 plate for different pieces. You know, I'm trying to be strategic. I could have done everything with 3/16 plate, and it would have certainly been strong and ultra rigid, but also add a bunch of weight. So anywhere I could cut weight, I'm trying not to ruin my boat, guys. I'm trying not to ruin my boat. I don't want, it's just such a good running boat. It's fast, it's nimble, it's reasonably light, it handles beautifully. And I don't want to sog it right down in the water. And I don't want to cause any weird imbalances or anything. So weight, performance, I'm just trying to design it right, do it right once. And also, the concept I have, if you can imagine this, is to put a floor plate in the boat with studs. And then this console will be fully built, done, wired, electrical, helm installed, everything. And it'll be grabbed by a top hook and laid into the boat and bolted down. A removable, totally removable console, which I'm really, really excited about. And I think the design's going to work. Like I said, it's unique. I think it's probably going to grab some attention, and I'm pretty excited about it, as you can probably tell. The aluminum, I think I'm either going to get it wrapped or I'm going to paint it like automotive grade paint job. Maybe a little body fill to really make it perfect, or a high build primer or something like that. If you have any remarks to help me out, how would I get aluminum painted in a way that'll last? Chad, you might have a way. Is there like a chemical etch primer or something that'll grab that aluminum, so then I can use an automotive paint, you know, something nice, a single stage or metallic? Like, how will I get paint to stay on aluminum? And I want it done nice. I don't want to roll on some gel coat or some marine paint. I want it done real nice. So, Ariel, do you ever put a caliper or jig on your production knife handles for sizing? No, I do not. No, I do not. It depends on that particular knife, the materials that are going on, and just kind of feel it out as it goes. And sometimes that's cause, of course, for little invariances in these little variances in these types of things. But I don't use jigs or calipers in that way. There are times when we'll do, like, if I have to take a piece of material, like a bolster, or if we're doing an inlay or those types of things where you have multiple parts that have to be perfectly matched, then I'll use either a jig or a caliper, and things will be very precisely done, measured. But other than that, no. Alan, glad you saw that, buddy. It should ship out on Monday. Really, really excited about that knife. It's a beautiful piece. Elijah, will you be doing a bit of fishing once the boat's done? Absolutely. Cod fishery opens here. Catch cod, mackerel, squid. That's the bulk here. Some people pick up capelin in around the beaches and that type of thing, but that's the most of what we get here in our ocean water, at least that you can catch and keep. Would be codfish, Atlantic cod, mackerel, and squid as well. Chad, absolutely agreed for your comment on the aluminum there. I think it's quick. I built a side there today and I really took my time, and it was just quick and clean, and I can do it there in the shop. And it's just, I'm real excited. And something else, if I could make another comment without going on too long, with something like aluminum, it's so easy to cut and patch. And I love that about working with metals anyways, and becoming proficient in welding. And I've got a tool set here. I can weld pretty well anything. Is that, you can cut and patch and put a piece in, and you can flap wheel it out, and it's as if it was molded there, always there. And if I've got my dash a flat surface and I decide I want it to come out and down and out instead, it's as simple as making a couple cuts and bends, run a weld, and it's done. And that's really tough to do with fiberglass. If you do a really nice job, you glass your console, it's all done. You probably throw on some gel coat. Even without gel coat, it's raw fiberglass, and you decide you'd like to have this change and that change. I think it's a much bigger deal with fiberglass. I didn't want to go that route. Oh, agreed, Beer Hunter. Nothing like that sound. You're just chugging along in the water, and that water is just slightly lapping the bottom of the boat. So beautiful. I'm real excited for the season. Beer Hunter, sandblast to rough up the smooth texture. I'm not sure. I'll check out what Chad says here. For aluminum, it would need a profile for good adhesion. Sandblasting with walnut shell or glass is what we normally use. Could just rough it up with Scotch-Brite and a heavy build primer. Okay. So really all you've got is mechanical adhesion. You don't have any, you need a textured surface, a mechanical bite. There's nothing like, I use acid etch primers here for a lot of, when we've done body work here, that work really well for grabbing onto the steel. There's something where I could just spray it with an etching primer or something like that. It needs to be all roughed up anyways, but I don't want to, maybe I will sandblast it. I don't have a pressure pot. I've been wanting to get one for a few years. So maybe it's time to grab a pressure pot and a few bags of material, and I can throw it outside in front of the shop, blast it, and that'll even out the finish as well. That'd probably be a great idea. Anyone got any questions for me, guys? I might consider wrapping this up. I'll show you another piece here, the last knife of the night. And we just finished up a few of these, and they are available for right now. They haven't made it to the website yet. But this is a Tuckamore and Spectra ply, camo Spectra ply. Big old polished brass, forge finish. The new blade stamp. Really, really, really nice. Look at that polished tang. These come out really beautiful. I have a few here that will go on the website probably sometime next week as I can get to it. But of course, that takes a little time. Got to take product shops. That type of thing. So if you're interested, you can shoot me an email, kyle@np-inc.ca, and you'll be able to pick one of those up before you have to try to beat someone to the cart page. When do you expect to get the mini tradesman out? Good question. The goal is to be released this coming week. I plan on pushing it hard come Monday, and my goal is, let me check my calendar. Let me check my calendar here real quick. I believe next Friday, I hope to release the mini tradesman. And so early next week, they're already, this right here is a bunch of handle material for the mini tradesman. And beside me here is a bunch of leather work for the mini tradesman, that first production run. It's coming along. It's coming along. Working through the steel work. A lot of the steel work has been done. So you can be excited. If anyone's wondering about the mini tradesman, you can email me about it. This first batch I opened for pre-order. I didn't really post it anywhere. It's not on my website, but I gave people the option as they emailed in. I said, if you'd like, we can pre-order and you can pick from what will be available. And so quite a few of the first batch are already pre-ordered. They're not all gone because, like I said, I haven't sent out marketing emails or anything about this yet. Just keeping it quiet right now until I came up with a good schedule of when we could get it out. But if you're interested, you can certainly email me and get dibs on one of those brand new first production run mini tradesmen. And they're nice. We even have some colored leather work coming in there. Any plans for a bushcrafter run? I haven't made or done a bushcrafter run. I did a couple there around Christmas. We certainly could do a run anytime. It's not a pattern that I have on the website a lot. But if you're interested, you know, I've gotten a bunch of emails this week asking for specific patterns, questions just like you just asked, Gerald. Hey, just went on your website. There are very few Tuckamores available. Wondering if you're going to do a run soon. Would really love to have a Tuckamore knife, or the Yellow Fox completely sold out. Would really love a Yellow Fox. Wondering if you're doing a run anytime soon. And so I say, well, it's not in the immediate plans, but we can always process that order and build one for you. So we can certainly do that for you, Ariel or Gerald or whoever's interested. If there's a knife that you're not seeing on the website that you want, if at one point in time you saw a Tuckamore with this just the right handle and just the right leather, and man, you wanted that, but you didn't get it. You didn't have the money at the time, or whatever the reason might have been, and you would really love that knife, shoot me an email. We can talk about it. In most cases, I can build it for you. I can build it for you and make it happen. Jingle Bell sent you an email a couple of weeks ago. Did you finalize the price on the mini tradesman? Yes, buddy. If you could, I don't remember. I remember talking to you about the mini tradesman. I think I have you put in for that pre-order. I think that's what we decided, right? But I hadn't decided on the price at that point. If you want to shoot me another email, we can certainly get that set up for you, buddy. You guys like the bushcrafter? The leather sewing machine, it has been a challenge. It is an incredible machine. The challenge probably comes down to my experience with it and me learning the machine. It is beautiful. It is a game changer here for leather work. It's so consistent and it's quite fast. The limitations are, or not the limitations, the problems are, it's just I'm having some little silly issues. Like I'm 3/4 of the way up through a sheath and it bursts the thread on me, which is a problem because now you've got, 4 or 5 inches of lock stitch that you have to pick out and try not to mar the sheath. And just little things like that, dialing in the settings on the machine and getting it running just right. There are so many components on this machine and points of adjustment, this type of thing. So I'm learning it. I'm learning the right way to handle each part, and figuring out a better way to start my stitch and a better way to end my stitch. And Gerald, you sure would. Gerald, you are the first. You are the first customer to do that. I think I mentioned a couple weeks ago about having little bits of leftover material, and that Dad and I were joking about doing custom earrings to offer to go with the knife. So if the knife is, let's see, if the knife is this piece here, and the gentleman places this order, maybe we could do a little set of matching, stag and oak earrings for his lovely lady. That would be kind of a fun, cute thing to offer. I think would, right in our wheelhouse in terms of building them here in the shop. And I believe Gerald was the first to take advantage of that. He brought it actually to life. I think it is too, Ariel. I think it works. It just makes sense. Oh, that's not a bad little. Got a nice, sweet harmonic spot there. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. It's been nice to hang out, to chat, let you know, you guys will listen. You guys will sit and listen there when I talk about, the things I'm excited about and my projects and stuff. Those hands aren't sliding well with the material on them there. Now, thanks so much, guys. Once again, thank you for all your support over the years. It is your support, your following, your commenting, your likes, your purchases, your custom orders. All of this support is what has allowed me to really build this life for myself, for ourselves here. And to have the privilege of working in a shop like this, and to do this boat project inside in the warm, where my hands aren't sticking on the wrenches or sticking on the tools. I don't have to take an axe and cleave the inch of ice in my quench bucket, my dip bucket. I don't need to do that before I start grinding bevels. It's just fun, a lot of fun. And I'm so very grateful. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Andrew, absolutely, buddy. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Some good rest. Last question. You got just a second. Yeah, have a wonderful weekend, guys. If you have a product in mind you'd like to see me put on the boat, go ahead and let me know. I think I have all the lighting products sponsored already, which I'm super excited about. I love trinkets. Jingle bells. I have been through a few difficult shop situations, but it's all been fun. And it makes this even more special and beautiful because I see the contrast. I know what work used to look like and feel like, and I know what it's like now. I think I just seen a comment, and I actually intended to bring this out on the stream. It's a good thing you mentioned it. Look at this. Look at this. Available, but not on the website yet. So if you want to, you can always shoot me an email and we'll see if we can, we'll see what we can do. Blue hoodies in with a custom design graphic. Really, really clean with the corner patch there. Didn't want to do the whole the huge chest logo for everything. Something a little more subdued, you know. We've got shirts. We've probably got them here for you, Brad. We've got black, green, red, white, sweaters, hoodies, hats. The hats have not arrived yet. I've been getting everything printed local here and learning that new system. In the past, when I had merch, it was, you know, I ordered it custom printed, which is fairly expensive to do. There's just no way to have any markup on something like that because your t-shirt costs you $24 by the time it gets here, and then you have to try to resell this t-shirt, and there's very, you know, your cost is eaten up by the time you're ready to sell it. And you know, it takes time, of course, to package and prepare for shipment, and so there needs to be a little room for markup there, right? We'll see, Alan, Chad. Shoot me an email if you're interested. Anyone? Yep. A bigger window decal where? And then we'll a bigger window decal for merch. You have to shoot me an email on that one, Ariel. I'm headed home to my wife. Gerald, a decal with a new maker's mark. Yeah, maybe I'll do that at some point. I've got the new stickers out for this year. If you've gotten a shipment from me this year, you'll see we've got the new gloss black K and knife stickers. I think just 1 second. So these are the peel and stick stickers, full glossy front. You can see this comes with every order. Last year it was like an off-white. No, I've never been that guy. If you're interested in merch, shoot me an email. If you're not in any hurry, you can wait for it to be on the website and you can pick and choose, pick your sizes, pick your color, and we'll have it done with. A decal with the new maker's mark. I'll put some thought into that. Nice talking with you, Andrew, Alan, Chad, Ariel, Brad, everyone who stopped into the stream tonight. Really appreciate it. I'm headed home to my wife. Thanks for chatting. Shoot me an email if you want to chat. Love to chat further. I'd love to tell you more about my boat project. You can advise me on some cool products like the Blue Streams, was it? Blue Streams system. My pleasure, Elijah. Thanks for sending that video again, buddy. Good night. Have a great weekend.